With Kingsway Power under 14s after round 4 of the ENG Youth Netball Premier League Northern Conference. You only had one game today because Kingston unfortunately couldn't make it. But it was a tough game. It was a big game against Chester. Expectation from you coming into this game, what were you kind of thinking would be the outcome today?
I think it was just like for us to go out there and like just play our best and give Chester a good run for the money. And if we could get the win, then yeah. But I mean, they're a really good team, and it was just about like growing as a team and just going out there.
You say give them a good run for their money, but would you say they gave you a better run for your money?
Yeah.
Because the expectation was you were going to beat Chester, but all the way up until the final quarter with a couple of minutes to go, they were on top in the game. Why was that the case? What were they doing in the gameplay which kind of got you a bit? I don't know. You looked as inconsistent as I've ever seen you this season. So what were they doing to take you out your stride, type of thing?
I think that we just kind of like needed to like just calm down a bit and like not force the ball in and just like play how we usually play. I just think that we just were a bit erratic.
But erratic because they applied the pressure on. They were defending well.
Yeah, they were really good, and I just think we needed to adapt to that a bit better.
Would that performance beat someone like Ellesmere Port on the final game of the season?
I don't know. I think we could. We still played like we played well. We grew into the game. And the last quarter, I think that's when we started getting back into our normal play. But if we like maintained that, then we'd have a good game against Ellesmere Port.
Do you feel you got let off there big time? Because they were ahead of quite a lot. Do you walk away from that game thinking, oh, we got away with that one type of attitude, or do you feel like teams like yours, you can drop your standard, but because you have got such a competitive nature, you stay in the game and you grind out results? Is that a sign of a great team?
I think we just like work on our like what mistakes and like what we didn't do as well, and just learn from that and progress on that, really.
Does this give you food for thought in terms of going into the Nationals? Does this make you think we've got a lot of work to do in regards to if we want to try and win this whole thing? Do you feel you've got a lot of work to do?
I think it's always about like pushing ourselves to get better as a team. And I think coming up to Nationals, it's just about working on everything and just kind of like going there and obviously playing our best. And if the outcome's good, it's good. If the outcome's not the best, it's just about going away again and working on it.
What do you feel you need to work on as a team?
Well, like we've got really, we can just progress in everything, really.
Yeah, I think there's a few times where we just need to communicate a bit more.
Yeah.
And I think today on the court, I think our communication was a lot better because of even people off the court were shouting, like getting our heads back into the game, and it was just like going out there, giving us a little push.
So you come out into that fourth quarter. What was you still quite confident as a team going into that fourth quarter? Was any heads dropping, or were you still relatively confident you can get a win in that? What was the kind of mindset going into the fourth? How are you feeling? You're both centre. You were wing defence.
Centre wing D.
Yeah, and you were centre.
Wing attack.
Wing attack. Yeah, of course you are. As players on the court, I just want people to maybe potentially have an insight into what it's like being in the fourth quarter of a netball game, being down by 2 or 3 points. How do you maintain? What do you say to yourself? How do you maintain that level of discipline? Because it's quite hard, because it's quite emotional in there, isn't it? You know, the fans or the spectators were being nice and loud. How do you maintain your focus?
I think you've just got to have a lot of motivation, and like whoever has the most will win the game at the end of the day. Because we're both like Chester, a good team, and it's like you just got to have the motivation and like push yourself forward to get the win.
But be honest, any doubts during the last quarter from inside your head? Are you thinking this is not going to be our day here, or do you still believe up until the final second you can still win that game?
Yeah, we like before we go on, we obviously put our hands in, do our little. But
go team!
Yeah. But before we like obviously do that, we have like a little chat between us, and everyone's like, right, we can do it. And I think if our teammates believe we can, we just got to believe in each other and then go out there and even if we go down and get back by a few again, you still got to have like that passion to go and just go for it. Even if there's a couple of minutes left, it's just about putting it all out there and doing as well as you can.
Well, final game of the season against Grangetown, Ellesmere Port. Goal difference wise, I think Grangetown have a opportunity to kind of bash into your goal difference in this next couple of games if they win them. Potentially then going top of the league, so it might mean you have to win against Ellesmere Port to win the league. Thoughts on that game at all? Do you expect it to be just as tough as that? Do you expect it to be tougher than that? What do you identify as Ellesmere Port's main strengths?
Ellesmere Port are a good team, yeah, and we've just got to like play how we normally play and just push through the game and have confidence in ourselves and obviously like motivation to get the win at the end of the day.
And yourself? What do you, anything you've played Ellesmere Port before? Anything they do really well that you feel you have to kind of quell to stop their momentum?
Yeah, they've got quite fast play, and obviously our aim is just to go and play Ellesmere Port and obviously do as well as we can, and just like work as a team, put on like a really good performance for everyone sat like on the sidelines, parents, and just to do us proud.
So if it comes down to it and you have to win that game, how confident are you percentage wise? 2%? 100%? 90%?
Well, like we just need to go into the game as if how like we play any game, and just like
Well, here's a good question. Do you prefer going into that game knowing you have to win, or would you prefer going into it knowing you've won the league already? So basically, if Grangetown don't override your goal difference, then you literally, because Ellesmere Port won't beat you by 50 odd points. So what situation would you rather go into it with? The high intense we have to win, or the kind of we've won it but we'd rather kind of get all the games won in the league?
Well, I think at the end of the day, obviously we know it's going to be.
What do you prefer? What do you prefer? Tell me. Don't beat around the question.
No,
Go on.
No.
I think it's like it's obviously best to be comfortable, but like we do like a challenge, and obviously like
So go on, what are you going for? 1 or 2? Go on.
Bit of both.
Yeah.
You got a bit of both in there. Would you rather go, like, yes or no? Would you rather go into it having to beat Ellesmere Port? You?
I don't know.
You know what's coming afterwards, don't you? Right, I can't get nothing. You two are like two little politicians, aren't you? I can't get nothing out of you. But for me, you know, even though the chips were down during that game, you showed a true heart of a champion because you stayed in the game, you grinded out the victory, and a sign of a great team is teams that don't necessarily play their best but can still win the game. So well done, but you did play very well. But well done today, and I will see you on April 23rd for the decider.
Thank you.
Thank you.